very angry. They know your name. You're not just another Jew. Not just another Jew. Letty was more right than she knew.
Don't worry. I'll figure something out.
You come here.
Thank you, Letty. I appreciate it.
He hung up and tied his shoes. Was Letty right? Did he have to go? When the SS were told that he wasn't there, he really wasn't and not due to return for weeks. He hadn't contacted anyone about going home to Vienna. Instead of Greece, not even his business partner, Albert Moore, whose Aryan name was painted over the shop's door. But the Dutch historian, Dr. Van Veek, had seen him on the train with Stella and Nicky, and Van Veek was rumored to be working for the SS. He may have already informed them that Abel was back in Vienna. He went to the window and peered out to find his street quiet. Some windows were lit up, but there were certainly no torches or pitchforks parading down the street, and there wasn't much reason to target his area. Mainly Gentiles lived and worked there, with just a handful of Jewish shops and homes. Maybe it was fine. But then he caught a glimpse of light, far off to the right, a faint glow over a rooftop. Abel opened the window and leaned out. As soon as he did, he smelled a hint of smoke. The fire wasn't close. That was good. It probably wouldn't reach the shop. He waited, listening for the sound of sirens. None came, but screams did. Across the street, his neighbor, Mr. Nelbach, leered out at him between lace curtains. The gruff old man was a bastard on the best of days. He'd welcomed the annexation of Austria and the loss of their independence with unrestrained joy, but he'd never said a word to Abel about it. Mr. Nelbach wasn't content to stay silent for long. Lit by a dim street lamp, he leaned out of his window, waving a hideous Nazi flag and pointing a plump finger at Abel, who he barely knew.
Now it's your turn, you fucking Jew chiseler.
Abel went icy with shock. What turn was he supposed to be having? Mr. Nelbach imported fine French cheese and wine. As a historian and travel guide, Abel was hardly in competition with the man. He reached up to close the window as Mr. Nelbach began screaming obscenities, with his red-faced wife trying to drag him away. Abel slammed the window and locked it with a loud metallic snap, as if that could keep hatred out. He had to go, no doubt now. And that was when his foolishness took hold. He had three choices as he saw it. Letty was too far away, so that left Albert, Stella and Nicky, and Ho Fengshan, the Chinese consul general. Ho was a lovely man who looked upon the annexation with horror and the Nazis in general with growing trepidation. He would let Abel into the consul. The two men had become good friends after crossing paths at the Café Central. He was the first to suggest that Abel take steps to protect the business by transferring his half to Albert and putting his money in a Swiss bank account. But Ho was in the embassy district, nearly as far as Letty. Stella and Nicky were the closest. The young honeymooners were members of prominent families and Americans as well. He could go to them. They were his friends, and Stella in particular would certainly help him without a thought to her own safety. Last was Albert, his business partner and closest friend. As the son of a British ambassador and a member of the nobility, Albert was untouchable, but he was farther from the shop than Stella and Nicky's hotel. The possibilities raced through his mind. Distance, time, safety, arrest, prison, escape, success, failure, loss. Albert or Stella? He thought he could make it to Albert. On balance, it was worth the risk, just in case Dr. Van Veek did tell the SS about Stella and Nicky. He didn't know what would happen if he were found in their room. They could be arrested. If they touched Stella? No, it didn't bear thinking about. Albert would be fine, even if he was found there. The SS wouldn't dare harm him. Abel threw on his coat and opened his dresser. In the false bottom of the third drawer, he uncovered the diary written by his ancestor Johannes Gutenberg, wrapped up tight in brown paper and string to disguise its worth. Besides the diary's intrinsic value, it also contained the inventor's carefully guarded secret. The most famous German inventor had loved and married a Jew, Nisa, and she'd been instrumental to the invention of movable type.